Hey guys, I am going to show you how you can design your earring blanks for sublimation using African print um, fabric. Okay, so sounds kind of weird, but it's all online, so it's not going to be any fabric that I'm going to have you to order to do this. So you saw me actually post a pair of earrings in the group, and it was this pair of earrings. And basically, what I did is I went and I Googled and I found an African print fabric or African fabric. Um, and this was it. And of course, I took a picture of this, so that's why the color looks different, but it's like this. So what I did is I went and I took a portion, as you can see, I took a portion of this image and then I used it for my earring design. Okay, so I'm going to show you how you can go in and find an African print of fabric and then use that to design out your earring. Okay, and then I'm going to show you how you can do like a leopard print, cheetah print, some type of other print with like a Grinch that stole Christmas, something like that. Okay, so two different design types I'm going to give you in this tutorial. Now, if you want to see how to actually sublimate the earrings onto your earring blanks, then I have another tutorial in the group that will show you how to do that. But this one is just to show you how to create the design inside Cricut Design Space. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is on my canvas, I have a teardrop, okay? Because one of the things you're going to notice when you go to shapes on your left, you're very limited, okay? So if I wanted this shape, I would have to create it from other shapes here, or I can go to images and just type in what I think is like the shape of what I'm looking for. So I did teardrop. And you can see here they give you several forms that are in the shape of the earring, okay, that I'm looking for. So you can see I took this shape and then I played around with it to get it the size that I needed. You can also go here and type in shapes, guys, so that you can find additional shapes as well without being limited to the ones that are here on your left-hand side. So you can find all kinds of shapes out here. So get in the habit of utilizing these as well. And just to show you here, you can see that you have all types of shapes out here. So, get in the habit of utilizing shapes from images instead of just shapes here on the left-hand side. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel there. So I have my teardrop here, teardrop shape earring. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to Google. And when I go to Google, I type in beautiful African print fabric, beautiful African print fabric. And then I look for one that is straight on to get my image from or to get my design from. So when I'm looking at these different prints, like I wouldn't too much bother with this one because it's sideways. Okay, so I want something that's straight on that will be easy for me to get that design. Okay, the good thing about these prints is that you don't have to worry about watermarks. There's no watermarks on them. You can snag what you need. Snag is just take a copy of. But you can get a copy of whatever fabric you need here and then use it in Cricut Design Space. So I'm going to show you. So if I wanted to use this design here, I would just right click and choose Save Image As. And I'm going to put this in my sublimation folder. As you can see, I have several earring ideas, earring idea, earring idea, earring idea. So this one I'm going to call earring idea 4. And you don't have to do this. This is just, it just makes it easy for me when I'm looking for stuff because we save so much stuff when we see it online. So I'm going to go back to Cricut Design Space and now I'm going to locate by uploading that image, browse, and then find it where it is on my computer. And it is right here. So I'm going to open that, bring it into Cricut Design Space. And sometimes you'll get people to say, what's the difference between simple and complex, moderately complex, so on and so forth. Here's the verbiage here, but you'll notice this print, it kind of changes based on what I select here. So if I select simple, you see the print looks different. Whereas if I select moderately complex, still kind of funky. But when I select complex, it's exactly as what I uploaded. So I'm going to go with complex and choose continue. And I don't need to do anything here, but if you needed to remove a background, this is where you would do that. So like if I wanted to go in and remove this background, I would just click and it would start taking out stuff. Now, of course, I wouldn't want to do this on that, but this is where you could go in to remove backgrounds. So I'm going to go ahead and hit continue. And then we're going to select here the image on the left, which is already highlighted for us. That's what this green line. You can notice if I click on the save as a cut image, the green line goes here. Okay, that's to indicate the one you selected. But we're going to go with the save as a print then cut image and click save in the bottom right corner. And now we have our design. We're going to go ahead and upload it, insert images. And now we have it inside Cricut Design Space on our canvas. So if I wanted to utilize this design for my earring, the first thing I'm going to do is say center front, and that'll put the earring in the front for me so that I can kind of see what I'm doing here. So for me, I would want to probably have this to pick up some of these little designs here. And so I'm just going to snag it by placing my earring template on top of the fabric piece. Okay. And then once I get the two of them together, and you can see they're both selected here on the right, and I'm going to hit slice here in the bottom right corner. And basically what that is going to do is it's going to give me, as you can see, the teardrop in that print. So if I wanted to utilize that now for my earring design, then I would just right click and say duplicate. So that's one pair. That's one earring. Duplicate and duplicate. So now I would have a pair of earrings. And the good thing about this, guys, is you could play around with this to get this design however you like. Now, keep in mind that this template is going to be a little bit bigger than your actual earring blank, and that's to keep you from putting your heat tape directly onto your transfer. So you'll have a little bit of this that won't be a part of your design, but you can still see that you'll still have a really nice design. So keep that in mind, that your template here is going to be bigger, or should be bigger, larger than your actual earring blank. Okay, so the earring blanks that I use, they're double-sided. That's why I have two for each earring, for the front and the back, front and the back. And then if I didn't like that print, I could always turn this around like this. And then I could go back in and I could do it again. And let's say I want to do this instead. See what that look like. So I highlight the both of them, and then I'm going to slice in the bottom right corner. And now when I move that over, you can see I have a different design. This shows you guys that you can get so creative with utilizing those, any type of fabric print. It doesn't have to be an African fabric. It could be whatever fabric print that you like. And the good thing is, if you wanted to, if you actually have a business where you're selling your product, then just think about the possibilities here. And no one pair of earrings have to be the same. You know, you could market them and say, you know, this is only one design, you know, so that you don't get people asking you to do a bunch of different things that you really don't want to do. So there you go. So that would be one pair of that would be one pair of earrings. This would be one pair of earrings, double-sided, front and back for each pair. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to show you, I'm going to go ahead and group these because I probably will use them to make some earrings. So I'm going to group those and then hide them. And then I'm going to bring back my earring template. Okay. And if you want to know, my size on my template is based off of the earring blanks that I ordered from Amazon. So yours may be differently. I have mine sized at 1.741 by 2.776. You may need yours smaller. Okay. All right. So the next thing I'm going to show you is I'm going to go back to that same site. And this time I am going to search for a cheetah print. And you see it comes up cheetah print fabric. Okay. So I could go in and look at any of these. They're all facing forward. So really great start there. So let's say I wanted to utilize this here. All right, so let's get away from Etsy. I didn't realize I was clicking on Etsy or Etsy's print. All right, let's try, that one is Etsy too. Let's try this cheetah print here. All right, so here I have a cheetah print. I'm going to hit Save Image As, right click, Save Image As. I'm going to put it again in my sublimation folder, and I'm going to call this Earring Idea 4. I think I messed up the last one. I'm going to call it 5. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right back to Cricut Design Space. I'm going to upload that print that I just saved onto my computer, and I make it nice and easy because it's still in my drawing sublimation folder. And I'm going to select it from right there. And I'm going to go with complex for a crisper image. Continue. Make sure the one on the right, on the left is selected, and go ahead and choose that. And we're going to upload it and insert images. All right. So now we have our little print here, and we can make this a little bit smaller. Doesn't have to be so large, and it'll decrease the sizing here for us. There we go. I'm going to right click and say send to front, and that way I can see what I'm doing here. And that one is going to work out perfectly. I'm going to highlight them both. You can see they're both highlighted here on the right, and I'm going to slice it in the bottom right side. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hide my template. And here's my earring print. And I'm going to duplicate, well, hold on before I duplicate. And I'm just going to go and see if I see any Grinches out here in Cricut Design Space before I go on a hunt. All right, so I'm going to go right back to Google and see if I can find any Grinches out here. So here I would go Grinch clip art. Okay. So here we have some that we can kind of play around with. So I kind of like this one because the background is already removed. So you can see here there is no background. So I'm just going to right click and save image as. I'm going to put it right back in my sublimation folder, and I'm just going to call it Grinch 1. And that way, if I find another Grinch, I can make it Grinch 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because if you just save it as Grinch, then you're going to have to give it something else because you would just be saving over the others. All right, so now we have our Grinch. We're going to go back to Cricut Design Space, cancel there, and we're going to upload our Grinch. Select Complex, and I'm just going to click just to make sure I don't have anything in here, and then I'm going to preview it to make sure that there is no background. So it looks like this does have some kind of funky background in it. So I'm going to use this eraser to kind of erase as much as I can. And you could also do this a lot easier by going to remove.bg.com. That will remove a background for you as well. But since I'm here and I'm just kind of giving you some ideas to design out some earrings for those of you that sublimate. And it doesn't really have to be those that sublimate. You could totally get away with doing this without sublimation as well. So I kind of try to teach to both since I know that everybody in the group doesn't do sublimation. And the good thing about removing this background is if I make a mistake and remove something that I did not mean to remove, it's a simple fix by just going up in the top right hand corner and selecting undo. I'm going to try to get as much of this background away as I can. Sometimes I do this the hard way. To me, this is the hard way because it takes so long. But when I just feel like I don't have anything else to do, I just do this. I'm going to go back and get the crosshairs back so that I can click inside to get this little space here. See if I can get that out. All right, I'm going to preview it again. A little bit better. So I'm going to click on the eraser. A little bit more cleaning up. I'm just trying to clean up any of this excess little dots that I don't need in my project. Excuse me. Okay, I think that is going to be as close as I'm going to be able to get it here. I don't want to delete any part of my picture, but I think that's good. So I'm going to go ahead and hit continue. And it's my image over here on the left. I'm going to hit save. And I'm going to go ahead and bring that in. It still has a little bit of funkiness in it. I might have to use remove BG, but for the moment, we'll just leave it like this. You guys know that I'm a stickler for certain things, so I'm going to go back and I'm just going to show you how you can use remove BG, which is so much easier. So you just upload the image and then you find it. And it has removed the background. So I'm going to go ahead and download that. Excuse me. And now I have it with the background truly removed without all that noise and crap on the side. So I'm just going to save it over this one. And then I'll go back to Cricut Design Space, take this one out, upload, browse, and it's going to have remove BG in the in the title. Oh no, because I clicked on Grinch one, so it won't have remove BG in it. So open, and you can see there's no background. We're going to go with complex, continue, no background, continue, and now we have it all cleaned up. Save. And if you've started uploading a bunch of images that you no longer need in Cricut Design Space, to remove them, you just click on this eye, and then you choose delete and yes, and that'll get rid of it. So I'm going to go ahead and select my image and insert images. And there's our Grinch without any background. So you could totally go here and then highlight them both, come up to align, and choose center horizontally and center vertically. And that'll get your Grinch in the middle there. And then highlight them both and group it and attach. So now you have one side of your earring, the other side. Okay, so now you have a pair of double-sided earrings designed out here for you. And all you have to do at this point is go ahead and get them printed out in the reverse. So when you get to make it, you want to make sure that you choose mirror from this point, because anytime you do sublimation, you want to make sure you mirror. And then once you mirror that, you're good to go ahead and print it out on your sublimation paper. And then you don't have to put these in Cricut Design Space. You can, I mean, not in Cricut Design, in your cutting machine. I just hand cut them out because it's so much quicker. But then line them up and place my earring blanks. If you want to see how I do the sublimated piece, I have a quick video on sublimating earrings that I uploaded. So go and check out my playlist. On my YouTube channel, check out the playlist, and then you'll see a folder out there for sublimation. So that's where this tutorial will be. All right, guys, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. If you're currently in my Facebook group, Candoris's Cricut and Creative Crafters, thank you guys so much for being a part of my group. And again, that's Candoris's Cricut and Creative Crafters. And if you are currently subscribed to my YouTube channel, thank you guys so much for subscribing to my YouTube channel. If not, and you are seeing my tutorials for the first time and you like them, please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Click that bell notification in the top right-hand corner, and that way you'll be made aware anytime I upload videos. Now, I do highly recommend that you utilize the playlist on my YouTube channel, because I upload video tutorials for a nail glue dip powder and also for crafting tutorials, so that you don't get bombarded with having to scroll through to find what you need. Always use the playlist, and that'll make things a little bit easier for you. All right, guys, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. And as always, you know, my motto is each one reach one, so that each one can teach one. And you guys have a great day.